Hey guys, yet another Way of the Hunter video, and no, this one's not a rant on the volume thing. It's I want to do another video on just there's even more news. You know, when a new update and DLC comes out, there's always more news, and as soon as I do a video on it, I get some more info on it. So I just want to go over a few things to touch up some of the recent information. So the thumbnail, I just like the poster. I think it's funny. But that is my new crusade is weapon sliders, or just audio sliders in general for the game, and audio accessibility stuff such as indicators on screen in which direction. And there's always pushback for like any change, but I don't see any downside for adding volume sliders to the game to let you customize the sound a little bit more. And they have a lot of accessibility issues for like colorblind and stuff like that. I remember when they added that to the game, and they deserve kudos for that, like doing all that stuff. But in my opinion, they sort of missed a bunch of the audio stuff, because audio sliders, it's part of accessibility and things like that, but the directional stuff is. Because if you can't use headphones, or say you're hearing impaired out of one ear, or can't hear out of one ear, good luck kind of telling the direction of sound, right? And as long as they make this stuff optional, like the volume sliders are obviously going to be optional, but like the indicators on screen, like if the sound happens to the left, show the indicator where the bubble is off screen, like Call of the Wild and a lot of games do that, will indicate which direction the sound's coming from. So that's sort of my focus now. Before it was kind of like the tree hitboxes and several things, but I really think they need to do some of the audio stuff. Since I brought up that video, the feedback's been great, like both good and bad feedback on it. Like I kind of expected it all. But there's a lot of people that have to... Where's that coming from? See, I couldn't even tell where that was coming from, right? There's a lot of people that before they take a shot, they've got to reduce the volume. If you're in a household and playing at night, you know, you don't need like a loud bang. I know a lot of video games like Call of Duty and stuff like that are kind of hard to play at night too. But if you can't, like if headphones aren't an option and you're like in an apartment building and, you know, people above you or something like that. So they really, I think they really do need volume sliders for it. Because people have been telling me they've sort of been doing what I've been doing. Sometimes is before I take a shot, I have to like reduce the volume of the actual speakers before doing the shot. But the video is not really, I don't really want to focus on it too much. Just wanted to update on you. So the developers didn't find any issue, and that's okay. I'm fine with being wrong. I realized that like there's no change to the actual sound of the rifles. Like they didn't actually change the sound itself. I thought it was just volume, and I still think there is a change. Maybe my end, I don't know. I don't think so, but it doesn't matter at this point, because even before, people had the same issue with the rifle sounds. They've always needed sliders. Like it's regardless of if they increased it or not, doesn't really matter. The slider should be put in here. I got some Sandbar Deer here. I don't know how alerty they are though. They're still pretty calm. See if I can sneak in on them. But I did want to touch on that first, because that's a big one, and thanks for all the feedback. Keep it coming for sure. But for those that think the devs change whatever I make videos on and complain about, the record's pretty good so far, but I don't expect them to make a change on this. I'm not too sure, because they don't detect the change, right? So I'm just hoping that down the line we can get some volume sliders, and then for the meantime, I guess I'm going to be using the 700 or the 700 long, because it is definitely the quietest one. I'm going to have to try and adjust, right? I can try to do headphones, I suppose, but there's an example, right? If you're a father and you can only play at night, which I think a lot of people's situation is, because it's similar to mine. And you have kids, depending on the age, of course. You can't really wear headphones, or I really don't think you should be wearing. Who am I to say, right? But I don't think fathers should be wearing headphones unless they have 100% coverage of the kids, right? Someone's around or whatever like that is. But it would always bother me if I had to wear headphones. I couldn't hear them. I've done it before in short play sessions, where I know someone can, you know, is around the kids or whatever. Like, but it's not something I feel way too uneasy about, and I think a lot of people do. Like if they're in my sort of situation, that's the reason I can't use headphones anyways, or I don't do it very often. It would greatly bother me if something was happening and I wasn't hearing it and I'm playing a video game, right? So, but I also can't have the sound of like the rifles going off in the middle of the night. So you have to, I've been doing it all along apparently at this volume, but I think it's longer. But here I go rambling on again. I want to get to some of the other news though, but that's what that is about. Yeah, so don't expect any change on the sound. The developers don't detect what I've detected, which is fine. But what, oh, the other thing's about the tree hitboxes. So that's a really cool change. Maybe I'll make a shot through a tree. If you didn't see that, they didn't just, well, in my opinion, they didn't just fix the tree hitboxes. They changed it entirely because now you can shoot them. But here's the news on that. Now, credit to the devs for coming out in full disclosure on this, because they didn't have to say this. Apparently, the mechanic of shooting through the trees have been in the game since day one. They just, it's just never been fixed. Like, it's just been broken. So, it's not actually a new feature, so that kind of caught me by surprise, because I thought they, like, did some kind of rework or something like that. Because before you would, like your bullet would vanish. I don't even know where the deer are. Like if you're shooting through oh, there. If you're shooting like through these leaves, there would be a deer behind here, and you'd shoot, and your bullet would just vanish into the leaves, and it was a big immersion breaking thing. When logic in the game, like if you understand how logically the game works, and it's trying to be realistic, when that logic is broken, it's very jarring. Because even if you're not supposed to do the shot or anything like that, there should still be repercussions. The bullet should still interact with the environment, things like that. So now it does. So maybe we'll do a shot through there. However, I was surprised to find that it's not a feature. It's something that was supposed to be in from day one. So I don't want to focus negatively on it, because the thing that goes through people's mind is it took them a year and a half to fix it, right? So it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to take a positive change and make it negative, right? Because basically I just want to applaud them for doing this change, even though how long it took, and for them to be transparent about it. So like a lot of developers wouldn't have said that, or maybe played it off as a new feature or something like that. Am I getting inspected here? What's going on? So I want to focus on that part of it, the transparency of it, because there's a lot of worry in the way of the hunter community, you know, with the sales and the popularity of the game. They don't want it to be abandoned, or, you know, the production to end on it. So I think trust in the developers is very important, being able to trust what they say. And transparency stuff like this, like just coming out and saying it's not a feature, it's something that, you know, it's fixed and it should have been there all along. I mean, to come out there and just sort of say that, it helps with the trust. So I wanted to bring that up, to keep it positive and not focus on the negative. Because at this point, the community managers, Michael and Miriam, I have quite a lot of trust in their communication. So I think in the community manager world, you know, doing that kind of job, you get stuck a lot. Because I don't think community managers actually sit very high up in the chain and are told, you know, this is what you can say, this is all you can say, this is what we'll, you know, they get really stuck. But I do think they're doing a pretty good job, and this just isn't me sucking up. They are quite transparent, and the fact that they do say things like that is, you know, come out and just sort of say that. It was supposed to be in all along. Just kind of builds trust. So I'm at the point where, yeah, I got some good faith in the information coming from them. Now, before I get on to the other news, I need to figure out what to do with these guys. This was a 1-star adult, right? He's looking pretty even. I haven't really learned these guys much at all. I don't think I can take any of these. I think it's a bad idea to shoot both of these 1-star adults. I don't know if you guys seen anything there indicating any kind of low fitness. Okay, well this goes, or I guess it's Sika deer. But this goes into another little bit of news that came up. The Sandbar Deer have no collar, right? And they have one in real life, but not in the game. So I don't know if there's no news on or anything like that. I'm just wondering if it's actually going to make its way to the game or not. But that's something that's came up. But the news is there is no news on that one. Just that people have noticed that Sandbar Deer probably should have a collar and they don't. No, the Sika. So he's inspecting me, so this is kind of interesting to watch. How close are you going to get? I'm just looking at any kind of imbalance. I can't see any on there. What is the other news I wanted to bring up? Nikibu's toolbox is going to get updated with this map. So heads up on that if you're a user of the toolbox. The word is next week. I haven't seen the day go by, but I did want to update you guys on that it has been acknowledged that the toolbox is getting updated with all the need zones. So I don't use the toolbox much anymore. It looks like I didn't alert them, but they've had enough of me anyway, so I'll go get their zone. I don't use it too much anymore, but it is great for finding the need zones. And that segues into another little bit of news that I sort of knew about, but I haven't found on my map yet. Some of the red deer, I don't know if it's different species or it's just the red deer. Oh, there they go. They have 3 drink zones. I don't know if it's a mistake. So far the information I've seen indicates that it's not a mistake. But I mean, we have animals with multiple zones, but they're all birds and stuff like that. They're the ducks and things. We don't have any other animals with triple zones. So I don't have much information on that, sorry. I just wanted to bring that up to keep an eye out for it, because it should be the same on everybody's map. The triple need zones. I don't know if it's just drink. I know there is animals out there that have 3 drink zones. I don't know if there's 3 feed zones or anything like that. I'm just looking into it now. I also don't know what they say. Apparently, they're still saying often or rare. I don't think there's a 3rd category, but I'm not even sure. But I wanted to bring that up as part of the little news because that's kind of interesting. I don't even know it's on purpose, but there was a response, but it was kind of a very simple response from the devs on it. It didn't really give much info other than it appears to be intended. So, because we were talking about that on previous videos and in the community, that one way to create like a randomness feeling. Some people don't like how reliable or consistent the animals are to the need zones. But one way to increase the feeling of randomness is to just add additional need zones that give them additional options to go to. So I'm wondering if maybe that's like an experiment or something they're looking at doing. But I haven't found any yet. But I've been too busy just shooting trees than go around collecting need zones. So let me know about all that. Sorry, I haven't even started the story. And I haven't done too much hunting. I do have hunting gameplay up on the channel, but it's in the form of a live stream. So if you're tired of me rambling on about little news or doing little science things, there is a long stream. It's like 3.5 hours on the channel. You just hit the little live tab, and it's a recent one, and it shows basically the gameplay of hiker difficulty on this map, and it shows how many animals there are and how noisy it is, and sort of things like that. So just so you know, if you didn't see it, I am actually playing the game, but it's all in live stream format at the moment. I got some comments on the tripod stands because I had expected to have a video out fully explaining the tripod stands because I did a little bit of science on it. That's probably going to come out tomorrow. I keep pushing that one back to get these little videos in. But yeah. So that one's coming because I was getting some comments about people telling me things about how the tripods work, and I'm thinking, well, I've done the whole video on it. I kind of know the tips now, but I was supposed to share them earlier. But anyways, I digress. I didn't actually write anything down. I'm trying to remember all the little news things. But I should probably try to shoot through a tree somewhere here. Oh, there's a white-tailed deer. Yeah, I don't think there. I'm going to check, see what I forgot for news. Gonna jog over here. We're gonna shoot through a tree just for fun. I don't know where this whitetail is. He was up ahead. And all there is this lake. Thought I would see it. The only other thing I can think of newsworthy is I think they're going to continue looking into optimization. Well, I think they're always looking into optimization, right? But I got the reports that the PlayStation had an improved performance, so that's good that came through. But it seems fairly consistent among PC users anyways, unless you have like a super powerful rig, that this map is resource heavy on it. And I notice it when looking down binoculars in certain directions. Well, I reduced the foliage actually. So I actually reduced my graphic settings. So I had to reduce the graphic settings on this map where I don't have to do on the other map. And people were reporting sort of the same thing. So I think they're going to look into that. But I don't have too much info on that. So just heads up, I think the optimization is still going to be investigated for this map. Because there is definitely an increase resource requirements for this compared to the other ones. And I don't know what it is. If it's just all the foliage here, or I suspect it probably a combo, right? The foliage with all the animals that are rendered in. I don't know if it has more animals than the other map, but there just seem to be a ton. And if they're all in render kind of around you, I can see that sort of adding up and taking its toll with the addition of all these trees. Maybe they increase some textures or something too. This guy's supposed to be right on the water. I can't see him. And that brings me to another thing. There's a lot of solo animals on this map. Oh, he's in the... Look at that clever guy. Oh, he's like a young guy too. Oh, am I not going to have anything to shoot this time? I think he's young 1-star, isn't he? Or you're a very small adult 1-star. So take a look at the antlers, because they are lopsided. But if he's a young, a newborn, you can't judge the. In my opinion, the antlers are way too inconsistent on the young ones. I don't use them to judge. Is he? No, he's adult. Okay, let's take a shot then. Now let's find a tree though. Let's see. Isn't that ridiculous? Let me find a tree to shoot through. There's this little thing. Here, let's shoot through this. And measure the jewel difference. So, he's right there. Let's mark him up. So, we'll do just a 50 meter 0. And then we'll measure what the jewels are going to be when they hit. So, 4,600. Then you can't use it through here. Okay, this is going to be hard. He's gonna be right. I can't even line it up right. Okay, stop. I wanna shoot through here and measure the jewels. I gotta make sure to get the kill. Oh, there. Yep, there's a kill. There we go. Couldn't do that before. Your bullet would disappear. Oh, he went swimming. He went for a little dip in the water there. Oh, and he's still confused. So I wonder what jewels we had. So it's 4,600. I want to know, there's a new science of trees. Tree absorption rate of energy. Because it now takes energy out of your bullets. So there's a penalty for shooting through a tree and branches, as there should be. And you can't obviously shoot through these guys. If you do, the bullet that comes out the other end has basically no energy at all, and you need to be really close and it has to be high powered. There's a new mini game. Take the 338 and see what kind of shots you can do through a tree. No, I think it's fun anyways. But that'll be pretty much it for the episode once I check this out. I don't think I can think of any other news. It just kind of keeps happening. All the info keeps pouring in. The game's all exciting and people are out and talking about it. My little YouTube comment section is flying like crazy. Try to comment and respond to everyone. I'm still small enough where I can do that. I probably always will be small enough, but Okay, let's take a look. So 4,600 it was supposed to hit at. It hit at 4,600. So that little bush didn't count at all. So that's kind of disappointing. Because that was a fairly thick little branch that I shot through. Like in that bush. So it looks like it didn't count at all. Just like it wasn't even there. So, oh well. You can still shoot through it. That one, well, you know, it's not going to be. It is what it is. Looks like it doesn't have a hitbox at all, that little bush. So, I was kind of hoping that it would drop down quite a bit. Oh, well, not going to be perfect. But at least gives you the option to do in case, you know, you're out of time and you only got one shot to do and he goes behind that little brush kind of thing. Look at that, though, 22%. All right. Get rid of him. That's all I have. So that is that video. So like I was saying earlier, I think the next video will be tomorrow. And it should be on tripods. And then I'm going to have to start the story. And that is what's going to happen. There might be even another news video, because as soon as I do one of these, more news comes out. But they're kind of fun to do. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think like always. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the new map here. Take care. Happy hunting. See you later.